So, as you know, I'm a part of a 30-day visibility challenge in which I am posting a video on YouTube. We're supposed to post every single day for at least 30 days. And of course, if you've seen my first video, I told you that I going all in. I'm doing this challenge. I'm excited to do this challenge. And I am. And I had been doing pretty much a great job posting every single day for the first week for sure. But this past week, yeah. Um, I missed about 4 days of posting, and it taught me a lot. Not that I didn't, not that I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so down on myself about it, but I won't, I won't say that there isn't a part of me that is a little bit like, "Oh, I wish I didn't have to miss it." There's that. However, I, I know that having to pivot a little bit, having to change course a little bit, missing the 4 days does not equal quitting. It doesn't mean that I'm giving up. It doesn't mean that I've thrown in the towel. It doesn't mean that somehow I'm not being consistent in this challenge. I have had, besides just the conversations in my head, had, encouraging conversations with my accountability partner. Shout out to Connie and shout out to Renee Coakley and Cohort One for our options, building our options group. But either way, I just want to say that when I message with my accountability partner, of course we that's some of the things that we do as well. So um it's more than just, oh, did you post a video kind of thing. It's really also just checking in, period, even when we have possibly missed a day, and to remind ourselves a day or two, in my case 4 days, uh, to remind one another that it's not over. We haven't thrown in the towel. It has nothing to do with um, putting ourselves down and feeling bad about it. We know we're coming back to it. We know that our consistency also lies in the fact that we are women that come back, that come back to doing whatever it is that we set out to do. And I think that that's the most important thing that that's being reinforced. Not that I didn't know, or not that we didn't know, but that I think is being reinforced in this particular season of our lives in which we're challenging ourselves to be visible. This is the first time, as I've explained before, that I'm putting myself out there in this way. It is still scary. It is still something that is not completely smooth for me. However, I did not allow the fact that I had to pivot this week. I had to divert my attention because life required me to do so. Um, to make me then feel so down on myself that I'm like, you know what, forget it. Maybe this thing is just not for me. I know that that's not true. And I think the most important part is that right now it's like 8:37 a.m. on Saturday. My last video uploaded was on Monday. I'm up this morning making sure that am showing you I am back. I'm showing you that this is the woman that I want to continue to be in real time, in just life, one that knows how to come back, and knowing that the consistency lies in there. And it's not about adhering to, oh, well, you didn't come back within 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever. I'm back, I'm here, and I'm always gonna make sure that I come back to what I'm doing, finishing what I start, making sure that I'm following through, things of that nature. And so it is it is scary to put a lot of things out there, put myself out there, be visible in this way, but it's also very reaffirming. It's very It's very confidence building. It is it is allowing me to strengthen myself from the inside out throughout this process. The woman that I'm becoming throughout this process is completely different from the woman who would just I would write down, and like I've probably mentioned before, like I wanted to be visible online, be visible with a YouTube channel since about 2015. But it's only this year. It's only this year in 2026 that I've been able to do that with support. But nevertheless, I don't want to just be what I was before, which kept me offline. And what I was before solely was someone that I may have talked about doing it. I may have journaled about it. Not may have, I did. I journaled about it, made notations about it, made effort. Maybe I definitely signed up to different communities even back then because I was, such interest, research cameras about it, which I have to tell you, I have to tell you about a thing that I did that was very impromptu this week. Maybe I'll just tell you now. I'll just tell you now. I did a thing. I did a thing that I did not expect. I did not expect to do, but at the same time, I realize and if you go back to my other videos, and I talked to you about when I ended up going to Italy for a month when I was in college at 21 by myself for about a month traveling throughout Italy, that even that was how that came about was split second end of a conversation or in the midst of a conversation thing, even though I had never really thought about that before. And so I've had all kinds of experiences throughout my life where there was a split second thing that kind of changed things. When I bought my juicer, I bought a very expensive juicer that I love last year. I want to say it was like October, that I do not regret. Okay, over $600. It's the best juicer, and I do not regret it at all. But I did another thing. So shout out to Renee Coakley again, our mentor here for this 30-day visibility challenge. Anyways, the only reason I know about this camera, and this is a box right here. Can you see it? Can you see it? This DJI Pocket 3, Osmo Pocket 3 camera. You see, I just received the box yesterday. I impromptu late Thursday night, even though I hadn't recorded, I had missed days of recording, but because I knew. I said, I'm coming back. I'm continuing on. I said, but in the continuing on, I want to get better. I want my videos to look better. I want to feel more comfortable doing videos. Right now my videos I've been doing here in my office, in my home. However, I always, from 2015, wanted to be someone that felt freer walking outside, filming, and being in nature, and all of that stuff. I want to do that, but guess what? Fearfulness makes me feel like I don't want people to see me. You know what I'm saying? Like with the selfie stick and the da 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 and all that. This particular camera here, which I only know because of Renee Coakley, I never heard of this camera before. I'm just being honest with you. I'd never heard of this camera before. Um, our mentor, our leader in this group, shared with us that she uses this camera. So then I said, okay, it kind of allowed me to do a little bit of research, and I'm like, okay, it's small. It seems like something that might make it easier for me to become more visible by using this camera. And I love the quality of the videos that she has. And when you look at other people who are using the same camera, the quality, I'm like, yes. And I know right now I've been filming, which is, I'm doing what I have to do, right? I'm using what I have, which is, probably a lot more than it's a lot more than I had in 2015. I tell you what, I didn't have an iPhone back then or anything like that. But um I have my iPhone that I was filming off of first. Right now I'm filming off my iPad. I found, different apps and stuff to try to make things look a little bit better. But for the most part, I know that even though this was an impromptu purchase, okay, and yes, I used a firm because I did not expect to, you know what I mean? It's not a cheap purchase. It was not like on sale or anything like that. And I said, you know what? Um, did I expect to do this right now? No, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this because I know that I'm coming back. I'm making sure that I continue on and I want to improve as I go along. And and I'm like, I want this camera. Why should I wait? If the opportunity is there, I'm going to jump. And most of the times when in my life when I've made that, it may seem crazy, it may seem, you know what I mean? Like, oh, did you take the time to really analyze this? Those are the usually the better decisions in my life when I didn't think too much about it. I know that sounds like a little crazy. When I am thinking too much about it, going back to what I was saying before, when I am thinking too much about it, and maybe I am journaling about it, which there's nothing wrong with journaling. I've been journaling since I was 8 years old. I love it. It's my meditation manifestating time. So I said manifestation time. However, what use is it if all of the things kind of just stay right there and sit right there, and I'm not taking all the steps I need to take, physically to translate what's off paper to make it actually manifest physically in life. So I said, you know what? Just like back then when I made the decision to apply for that scholarship on a whim, and I end up getting it, and I go to Italy, and that changed my life at 21. Just like, and many other things. But last year when I said, oh yeah, I want this juicer, you know what I mean? I want this juicer. Um, it was a big, big part of my health journey last year when I lost 53 pounds juicing, for fasting, things like that. Which, by the way, I did lose 5 pounds this week, even though it wasn't like a straight days of fasting, but I did like alternative day fasting, like ADF, like a ADF OMAD, thing combination of things. I still did my best to kind of be consistent with that. So there was a pivot there in what I originally wanted to do, but because of different things that I had to do, which I enjoyed, but definitely made me tired. And so I didn't I wasn't able to just make my videos even late at night like how I've been doing. I've been, that I would work during the day, um, figure out, run my errands, stuff like that. Then go film late at night, upload while I'm trying to go to sleep. By the next morning, I'm messaging my accountability partner to say, "Hey, I did it. I did it." Even though I was tired, but it came to a point this week where I'm like, "No, I can't. I cannot do it the way that I usually do it." And even when I tried to let me see how I could squeeze one in and fit it in, it wasn't happening. But like I said, I'm back. But as I was trying to explain, ultimately, this week was a good reminder that the goal was never about perfection. The goal is to always be someone that comes back. And that it didn't stop my motivation just because I wasn't doing, everything like in line, like you're supposed to do that. And I know that personally I can be hard on myself with things like that because I really just want to do it and I start thinking about, oh, if you get behind, da 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 da. But I had to like, start asking myself certain questions. And maybe you need to ask yourself questions like this sometimes when things don't necessarily go in line with what you envisioned or how you planned it. I think it's important that we ask ourselves, which I do, like, okay, inside of yourself, what kind of things come up inside of you when you start to think about the fact that you feel like you missed something or something didn't go to plan. Um, and also, like, how are you going to choose to handle it? And at first, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to make up all the videos and da 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 da. I tend to use, I tend to gravitate towards solution based answers or solution based strategies and things. But then I have to be careful because sometimes I will end up putting more stress on myself. And that just goes with everything because now it's like, oh, now you're going to put more pressure on yourself. Why? Is it because you feel some sort of guilt, some sort of shame? And it's like I have to check myself. I have to check myself on that too. There's no guilt and shame in having to pivot. It doesn't mean that you're just, lost the race and you can't, there's no consistency in there. There's only a giving up when you actually just say you give up. And there are times in which sometimes it might be best to give up. I'm just stating that this is not one of those times for me. I decided to pivot. I decided to say, okay, I am going to do my best to catch up, but I'm not going to push myself to say, oh my goodness, you have to do 50 million videos in a batch or whatever. I um, have posted daily long form videos, but I've also posted short videos along with that. So my consistency, no matter how many days were missed this week, I feel like people will be able to see it. I can see it. I can feel it. I know what my intentions are. And so that also helps me to make sure that I check in with myself and say, hey, it's just don't make it a big deal. Keisha, don't make it a big deal. Just get back in the game, get back into concentrating on, well, what are the type of conversations you want to have and have them. And I have to say, I am excited that I bought this, even though it was on a whim, because I know it's a little learning curve because I opened it, I got it I ordered it Thursday night, got it yesterday. I opened it up, I was still working, and I'm just looking at all of it like I don't even know what to do with it, to be honest with you. I have to start watching videos, and I'm like, I don't even know. It's not something that you just pick up and look at like, yeah, I'm gonna just start using it. It's not like that. Not for me. Not for me. So I'm spending this weekend getting to know it, familiarizing myself with it, and I'm looking forward to making videos with it. I'm looking forward to you seeing me more like the me I want to be. The more like the me, I'm not gonna say want to be. It's the me that's inside already. It's the me that's always been there. But I am looking forward to other people, not other people, you guys getting a chance to see it. You understand what I'm saying? Even when it's nerve wracking, because like I said, it's still nerve wracking to do videos. That's not something that I have. That's not like that. But I'm showing up anyway. I'm showing up anyway, and that's the difference. And that's why I will always be grateful for this time, grateful for this challenge, grateful for all of the things that came together in the month of July to get me here, all the things. So anyways, and now I've added a new thing. I've added a new thing, which yesterday was the 31st, so which also was a part of my July. I can add to that that started becoming more visible, and I can add to that that I ended up getting a better camera. And I've been like I said, I've been using what I have, and that's great. But I'm ready. I'm ready to take it further and to really, really do my best to get more comfortable with a lot of things. And I'm learning a lot of things. I want to get more comfortable with editing. I want to get more comfortable with just being a better storyteller about the things that I'm discussing and the conversations that I enjoy having with you. And I just want to, I know it's going to improve. I'm improving, you know, just in general, but I really, really want to do that. And so that's it. I think, well, I think that there's always more. And as many videos as I can make today without putting too much pressure on myself, I will. But for the most part, I'm just glad to, I don't want to say be back, but to be back. I'm glad to be back. But overall, I did have a good week. I spent some time with my nieces visiting me, spent some times with my nephew dog, and so, yeah, spent some time with him. And I just love it. I loved it. It was a busy week, but I loved it. And so grateful that I got a chance to do that. And so, like I said, with a lot of different things that happen, and of course, I'm still working. So balancing all of it, I had to just try, and as much as I wanted to make a video, or, every single day that I missed, I wanted to make a video, but I'm still very grateful for the time. You can't get that time back. There, I'm the aunt at the age that I am. They're the ages that they are. You don't get that time back. So I'm definitely not feeling like I'm beating myself up for not, making a video versus spending that quality time with them. And knowing that, yes, I can always come back to it. And they have, gone home now, and here I am. I'm back to it, and I will be able to get back in the game, get back into the routine that I had, and I enjoyed it. The first week of doing videos every day showed me I do enjoy it. I do enjoy getting on camera, having these conversations, even though it's still nerve wracking, even though it's the fears of what people think. In real time, you're watching me let them go. You're watching me let them go and not think about too much and break through all of that mental noise. But it's still a process for me. There's still certain, I was mentioning that, I think, to my accountability partner, or maybe to the group. I don't know if I did or not, but there's still sites that I could post on that I'm like, I'm not posting on it because that there's that thing that's still like, I'm not quite there yet. But I'm also not beating myself up about it because I have still made myself visible in ways that I would have never done either way. Either way throughout the month. And like I said, very, very, very grateful for this challenge. So, like I was saying before, I'm not I'm not too worried about missing the 4 days. I am I know that the consistency isn't it doesn't lie in the missing, judging myself in the missing the days. That the consistency lies in the fact that I'm choosing to be that woman that always returns, always gonna return. So that begs the question. What are some of the things that you choose to make sure that you return to? And maybe you're like me, maybe you want to start a YouTube channel as well. Maybe those same fears that have held me back are holding you back. But I promise you, if you give yourself this challenge and try to really start thinking about, anything, even if it's not YouTube, but anything in your life that you're sitting down and you're working on, and you're saying to yourself, I want to be consistent in this area. I'm also sharing that I'm trying to do my best to be more consistent with fasting, not water fasting, juice fasting, whatever type, and knowing that, yeah, I may have to pivot and change it a little bit, but I'm still going even if I had to pivot. And my consistency, lies in the fact that I still kept going. I didn't fall off the rails and just start eating a bunch of crap just because, oh, I ate at a time that I had set out not to eat. You know, life is still going on. We still, we are here to live. So we are doing our best to be disciplined, but not to the point where we are so locked into that idea of discipline that we're not enjoying our lives. So that's it. That's it. First video back down pat. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with me to have these conversations. As always, I would love it if you like and if you subscribe, because I know that when you do those things, that helps us to make more friends that want to stay young and juicy, because we don't do old on this channel. Okay. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for the wonderful conversation. And I have plenty, plenty more to share. So I look forward to seeing you then. See you later.